Santa's coming to town!
Santa! Oh my God!
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This time I have another toy review for you guys today, and it is the Unmasked Kylo Ren from the Star Wars Black series. Really cool. It has the typical illustration on the front of the character. You can see the scar. It's very noticeable on the front. And then this time they've improved his lightsaber. And then they also gave you another lightsaber that's that isn't in I guess attack mode. And then on the back, it has the text. Basically it says bio. But it's pretty typical as far as like most Black series. They always have some information on the background, just giving some context about the character. It's number 45 in the series, and then you have this large graphic or illustration on the back of the window box. But I'm going to open this figure up, and then we're going to take a look at this action figure. So I've actually have my trusty box cutter here. So I'm just going to open this guy up here. Alright, and from the looks of it, it looks like he has a plastic cape. It doesn't look like there's any twist ties here. So I'm just going to pop him out here. All right, and he looks pretty good. Looks like the cape is this plastic resin type of deal. It's pretty soft, which is good. The joints, the hip joints are pretty loose. But that's okay. The torso swivel, that's pretty stiff as well. Let's see if I could turn the leg cut here. There we go. Turn that a little bit, because his knees were not not pointing in the right direction, which is weird. Is there a cut on the boot? There should be. There isn't. Okay. Alright, that's kind of weird. So, when I turn, let me take this off here. When I turn the leg, his toes are basically pointing towards one another. So I'm going to try to turn it a little bit. Because initially I didn't like the look of it. Like, it looks like his knees are just not they're not aligned correctly. Okay. I do like this pattern on his, I guess, his vest. It's a pretty nice pattern. It's a nice texture to you know, just a feel on there. It has the standard Black Series articulation. I'll move it around to show you guys. It goes the full 360 and then all the way up. The head moves up. It's as far up as it could go, and then it goes down, left, right. Let's see if I can move it 360, which I can. I don't see why I would need to, because that, and then it has the ab crunch here. Let's just see as far as it could go. That's as far as it could go. And then backwards, stretching, no, okay. Right, so I aligned the leg into its initial position, but still, if you look at it, it looks like his toes are like pointing towards each other. I don't know if that's just me. Let me see if I could just move it out a little bit. I don't know if they did this on purpose or not. See, okay, so it looks like he's standing straight, but if you look at it, it looks like his knees are not really aligned. And I'm not sure if that's, you know, by design, to show like the wrinkles on his pants. But to me, that just, it looks like they've already have him in a initial pose that they want him to be in. And for me, that's not working. I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. Like as far as the knees go, like it just doesn't look aligned. Alright, well, you know what, that's fine. It's if I put on his cape, then let me zoom in here. Okay, go back a little bit. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. The face, like I would say the sculpting of the face isn't bad. I mean, in contrast to the other Black Series sculpts of the face, like it's pretty good in contrast to like the original characters that they tried to model after the original Kenner series. It's a good improvement, I would say, and hopefully, you know, this is the start of something new. I know that they've incorporated the face scanning in the Marvel Legends figures, which I've said in previous videos. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction. I do like that it's very subtle, and it's because of the flash on my phone that you'll hardly be able to see it. But if you could see right there, you can see the scar right there. I would have liked for them to make it a much more prominent, so we could distinguish it on his face. But that's fine. That's fine. Maybe that would have overwhelmed the sculpt. But as far as the likeness of what is his name, Adam Driver, I think it's a pretty good likeness. All right, so let's play with the. Let's try to wield the lightsaber. So let's see, there's a slot right here. You can see that right there, and then there's a small peg that you can see on the lightsaber. Let's see if this will fit. And hopefully it can. And that's a nice look. Put that on there. Can you see it? I think that looks good. That's a pretty good look. I like that. The only problem with that though is like, see how it stays on there pretty well. I'm scared that I would lose it, so let's see how he looks with his lightsaber. So let's wield his lightsaber, and I've always liked his lightsaber. It looks like a, you know, like a Templar sword. It's so distinct. All right, so whenever he's in battle mode, I assume he's not wearing his cape. You know. Right. He looks pretty cool. And they've improved his lightsaber from the last figure. If you guys remember, maybe a couple of years ago, with the masked Kylo Ren, like that lightsaber was not accurate to how his lightsaber is shown in the movie. Let me go find that action figure so I can show you guys a comparison. So give me 1 second. Alright, so I have found my masked Kylo Ren, and I just want to do a comparison of the first one and the second one. So what do you all think? Do you think it's an improvement? I actually prefer this one over this, in that I like how translucent this is. It looks, I mean, the plastic looks like a much better quality than this. This looks like a cheaper type of plastic. I like how this refracts the light much better. This isn't as translucent as the other one. It's much more of a matte feel, and you can't really refract the light. However, I will say this though, like the fabric on this figure is much better than this cape. I do not like this cape. I understand it's, you know, these really like deteriorate over time much quicker than these capes, but this has a much better look as far as like the contrast, you know, like the different fabrics to create like a uniform piece. I think I really like this, but you know, let's take a closer look at this lightsaber. Alright, so I don't remember it connecting like this little bridge piece here. I don't remember it connecting like that in The Force Awakens. I could be wrong though. Like, please correct me if you guys saw that in The Force Awakens. But I do think it was more along the lines of this. Like, I don't think it connected. I don't think there's this little bridge piece here that, and I don't think the lightsaber connected like that. I could be wrong though, you know, I could be totally wrong. It's been maybe a couple years since I've seen that movie. But I will say that, you know, this is a much lighter as far as like the handle part. It's a little bit lighter in terms of like color, as far as like how vibrant the color is. But yeah, I think I do prefer this figure over this one. I just, in terms of look, oops, sorry about that. And you don't want to cooperate, but in terms of the aesthetics, I think I prefer this over this Kylo Ren. If I were to do a contrasting review, but I think this is still a decent figure. I don't like how the knees, he just looks bow-legged. Whereas this, I mean, that might be a possibility, but you can just cover it up with his cape and everything. I do say this though, like as far as having like a second Kylo Ren in your collection, I would justify this as far as like, okay, so they look similar, but they have two different looks, right? So he's more covered up. He has his helmet, which I really enjoy that look. I think it's awesome. There are different pieces as far as fabrics and different types of plastics to create this uniform piece. If I were to say so, if you were to ask me, I prefer this figure over that. However, I will say this though. I will say this. This figure, as far as posing and as far as creating different shots for pictures, I think you have a lot of possibilities to create a lot of great toy shots with this figure. Just that all these things, I don't think you could really take them off. And if you did, more power to you if you try to apply them back on. But for this figure, I'll just lay him down. For this figure, you just need to take off the cape and you just need to pose him. And so in that, I would justify having a second Kylo Ren on top of the other aspects, in that he looks much different than this. I mean, as far as the color, he has the same, I guess, like black aesthetic, but different look. And it's unmasked, of course, which is the gimmick that will drive people to purchase this. But I'd say that this is much more different than people will give it credit for. And on top of that, the lightsaber. So it's an improved lightsaber from the last figure. Let me get this to focus. There you go. It's an improved lightsaber. I actually prefer this lightsaber over this one. I think it's there are advantages and disadvantages to each. But I'd say this though, like, just because I prefer this one doesn't mean this is a bad figure. The only thing that I don't like about the new Kylo Ren are the knees. Other than that, I think they did a fantastic job. I really do. I think they did a really fantastic job. So yeah, those are my justifications for the new figure and having a second one. Be careful with this piece. If you're like me, you'll probably end up losing it. I'm going to try my best to store it in a good place where I won't lose it. But yeah, that's my review for this figure. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good follow-up to The Force Awakens, in that I don't know what's going to happen in the third one. I have no idea. And that makes me excited. It makes me really excited for the last movie. So, yeah, that's my take on things. Thanks for watching, guys.